Good morning and welcome. I'm Celeste and this is my FlossTube channel, Celeste Creates. And you are here for FlossTube video number 23. And this is a very momentous occasion in FlossTube history because today is my 1-year anniversary of filming my very first FlossTube back on July 23rd of 2020. So it's kind of cool because this is my 23rd video. I started on the 23rd. This is airing on the 23rd, so very cool. I'm just so thankful that you're here with me today. Thank you for coming back to join me time and time again. If you're new, I'm gonna kind of give a little reintroduction here in a bit, so you can, if you're just joining me and you haven't gone back to FlossTube number 1, you can get to know me just a little bit. So I just am so excited to celebrate this day, and so I have a couple things to do today. I have a couple finishes to show you, and then I'm going to show you what I've been working on. And as I do that, I'm going to be doing a whip parade, a mid-year whip parade. So you can see I've got baskets here with all my whips. I've done a little math, which I'll share with you, and then I have a really special giveaway for this 1-year anniversary at the end of my video. And so, yeah, what a great day. So let me share a little bit about myself for those of you who maybe haven't been along for the ride the whole way. My name is Celeste, and I live southeast of Houston, Texas. And I am married and have 5 kids, ages 11 to 20, almost 21. My oldest is in his 3rd year of college, but kind of his 4th year of college because of some dual credit he did. My next one is heading off to the same college, Benedictine College in Atchison, Kansas, here in a few weeks. And then my 3 other boys are still home with me doing homeschool. So we've homeschooled since the very beginning. And, you know, not without its rough spots, but it's been a joy. I've really loved it. And so this year it will feel really weird to have only 3 kids at home to homeschool. Let's see, what else do you need to know about me? I have a golden doodle named Doug. We have a rabbit who's old, and let's see, I grew up in this area. I've never lived anywhere else but in this area. Let's see, my husband and I met at a Catholic university here in Houston, and we just celebrated our 23rd wedding anniversary. Is that right? 23? 23rd. So here we go with the 23 thing again. I must pay attention to this number here. I have been quilting for about 20 years. My mom taught me how to sew when I was young, and I didn't do much with it. And but I've been quilting for a long time. I've made lots and lots and lots of quilts. And you can join me here on this same channel for QuiltyTube videos. I just published QuiltyTube 5 and 5.5, and have some plans in the works for some upcoming Learn to Quilt videos. And then I also learned how to cross stitch when I was about 10 or so, and did a couple projects. And then again, didn't love it and didn't do anything with it. And in the fall of 2019, just really encouraged by my friend Christy of Crosshatch Quilts, and just seeing all the beautiful things that she was working on, I decided that I wanted to pick up cross stitch again and give it a try. And I haven't stopped stitching since. It's just been a love affair of samplers and just beauty. So quilting, now cross stitch, and then I'm a big reader. I love to read, and so I don't know, I guess that's me in a nutshell. And I am pretty outgoing. I don't like to sell things or ask for discounts, but for the most part I'm pretty outgoing, and I really like to be around people. I need my quiet time to read and stitch and be quiet, but I do love being around people and making new friends. And so this FlossTube community has just been a real blessing to me, and I have made some really, really lovely friends, and not just people you know like on Instagram, but you know, able to have some really fun conversations and meaningful conversations with people that I've met through FlossTube and the stitching community, and it's just the best. It's just been the best. So on this 1-year anniversary, I would say I am so thankful that I started this this little endeavor of FlossTube, and have no plans to stop. Hope to keep going on and on, and I'm so thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for every time you come and watch a video, every time you leave a comment and ask me questions and share what's going on with you. I just love all that. It's so much fun. It really is enjoyable, and I'm thankful for the friendships I've made. And so anyway, that's kind of a little bit about me, and wow, 1 year. 1 year. I'm trying to think back where we were a year ago, kind of in the thick of COVID. Things were changing, and but you know, kind of loosening up a bit here in Texas. Things feel pretty much back to normal in a lot of ways, so that's really nice. And just am so happy for this 1 year, so thank you so much. So I think what I want to start with this morning is 2 finishes that I've had, and they're really special. They're finishes and FFOs, and then I'm going to share with you what I've been working on as I go through my mid-year whip parade. So let's get started with that. All right. Hopefully it's not too bright for you. I'm hoping it's not too bright for me. It is morning, about 9 o'clock, and we've had a couple of rainy days, and the sun has actually decided to come out this morning. And so it is coming beautifully in my window here into my sewing space, and so I'm thankful, but it's bright. All right, first finish and FFO. And I can show this to you today because I won't air this until Friday the 23rd. This is Thursday. I'm filming this on Thursday the 22nd. And I will be gifting this to one of my best and dearest friends for her birthday, which is on July 23rd. And so I'm going to be gifting this to her today, and so she won't, if she watches, she won't see it until after she's opened it. So it was kind of neat because I've been working on this during this time where we've all been saddened by the loss of Barb Adams from Blackbird Designs, and this is just something I happened to pick up right around that time. I started this not July 4th, I didn't start it July 4th, but I started it very soon after that, and of course had heard about Barb, and I know we're all so sad to lose such a gifted, talented member of this stitching community, this designer who's inspired all of us so very much. And so you know, what a legacy she has left, and we're so thankful for that. And so our prayers go out to her family and to Alma, her designing partner, and just thankful that the legacy of the stitching and all the beautiful things that we're able to remember her by. So I was stitching this as that news came about, but I had chosen this pattern. This pattern was gifted to me by someone in the stitching community, and I did not have this one. It's called Something Sweet by Blackbird Designs. I can't find a year on this chart, so I don't exactly know when it came out, but it's just such a pretty little chart. And the reason I chose it was because my friend really loves all things purple, and this, both the sentiment on the piece as well as the purple, the violets, and the border, I just knew this is something I wanted to stitch for her. Now I almost talked myself out of it multiple times because all the words are over one, and so now she'll know how much I love her because I did all the over one. So Something Sweet by Blackbird Designs, and here is my finished and FFO'd gift. So I stitched this on 32 count platinum, 1 strand of floss over the 2 linen threads. I did not do 2 over 2. Most of the time I'm really okay with how 1 over 2 looks. And I thought it would be a little easier for me. I've done over 1, I haven't done lots of over 1, and I knew that was going to be not really as much a challenge as it might just be kind of tiring. So I thought, well, I've got this 32 count, and I'm going to go ahead and try and stitch the whole thing on 32, even though 36 and 40 are my favorites. 36 is my very favorite. But I thought it might make doing this over 1 a little bit easier, and I think it did, and it was really great. So I did the over 1 in a Q-snap, a small Q-snap, which is also a challenge for me because I stitch in hand with the sewing method. Thank you, Christy. And I think if I had to do a Q-snap, I don't know, I don't love it, but it did make the over 1 easier to work on. So for that, I'm very thankful. I don't want to stitch in a hoop or a Q-snap all the time. I know some really love it, but you know, thankfully there's multiple ways to do so many things, right? And so I finished this, and I love the sentiment. I looked for something sweet to send you. The violets asked if they would do. And so I did not, I don't know if any of this is called for. Some of the green is dried thyme, which was called for. Maybe one of the purples was called for, but I did a little research. They didn't list the DMC equivalents in the chart, so I did a little research and found DMCs that I liked and kind of just played around with some colors and got them where I wanted it. So I really don't, I would not say this is stitch with called for. If anybody is wanting to stitch this and wants my conversion that I did, you can email me, and I'll share with you what I did. And for the most part, it's all the same. The only thing that's different is some of the little, you know, doodads here and there, maybe different color, or I stuck them in a different spot. And then here was supposed to be a year, and I didn't put the year. I put our initials, K for my friend and C for me. And so I just made a few little changes, but for the most part it's stitched as it's charted. And then Tuesday I went to my favorite local antique mall, and that is my absolute favorite place to shop for frames. And I found this with a little 1980s kind of print in it, and I bought it and took it all apart and laced this on foam core with a layer of batting and put it all back together. And I even was all fancy. This hanger came with it, so I unscrewed it, but I, you know, covered the back, which I don't always do for myself, but since this is a gift, I wanted to make it look a little nicer, and I'm thrilled with how it turned out. So the next one I'm going to show you as well, it also has a antique store find, and I know Kim Goldman from the Contented Stitcher does this quite often, you know, uses thrift store frames or Goodwill or from antique shops, and I'm really happy to have that as an option. So the 2 frames I'm going to show you today, the 2 frame pieces, I got both frames for less than $12, including tax, and did the framing myself. And I think it's not that hard. It's not that hard. I know a professional could do it way better, but I don't have the funds at this point to spend on professional framing for everything, and I want to spend my money kind of like with my, I think I mentioned this in a QuiltyTube video, is if I had to send all my quilts off to be quilted, I wouldn't have any quilts, because I can't put my money there. I would rather spend my money on the fabric, and so I kind of taught myself how to free motion quilt. Same thing with the cross stitch. And I know that's not for everybody, but for those of you who are wanting to try it, I just want to say you can do it. So I know, yeah, are the margins equal on the top and the bottom? No, but you know, I was looking around my house at some things that had been professionally framed, whether it's a print or something like that, and that's not always the case. That, you know, the matting or however it was framed isn't always equal all the way around. So I found this one, I thought it was a great fit, and I'm super happy with how that turned out. So that's gonna get gifted today. All right, the other one that I finished and FFO'd is Anna Oman 1873, and here she is. I just couldn't be happier. My first big red sampler. I've done a small sampler, a small pillow in red, but this is my first big sampler. So this is Anna Oman 1873 by Leila's Studio, and I bought this as a PDF on her Etsy site, and I stitched it on 36 count Faustina linen from Tropical Stitches on Etsy. She has become a sweet friend, and I love, love, love her linen, and it is just a joy to work with, and just beautiful, beautiful hand-dyed linens. So this is also, it's stitched with Gentle Arts Pomegranate, and it's stitched exactly as called for, 36 count, I think I said that. And I love her so much. I put a picture on Instagram, and my little wall of samplers is growing. I don't know if I have one whole wall that's ever going to get completely dedicated, but this is going to be the beginnings. I had so much fun stitching this one. I started this with my friend April, April Heirlooms on Instagram, and I kind of plowed on through it because I was having such a good time and didn't want to put it down. So this frame is another one that I got from the Antique Mall on Tuesday, and I just couldn't be more perfect. Look at the detail on the frame and how it goes with the, I was super excited when I found it. Again, the two frames were less than $12 with tax. I don't remember what was in this one, but it was kind of an 80s type print. Came home, took it apart. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't paint it or wax it or anything. I love it how it is. Laced it. You can kind of, I'll show you my back because this one I did not cover up. So there's the frame. You can see you can see where I took off the paper. And then I sanded it a little bit so it wasn't, you know, sticky or any residue. And then I laced it, and it's stuck in there, and I used a staple gun just to kind of, I didn't staple the piece of stitching, but it's actually it's stapled into the wood, and so it's just kind of holding it in place so it doesn't fall out. So I don't know if that one got covered, but it's hanging on my wall, so who's going to see it? So when you go to Goodwill or garage sale or thrift store, or in my case the Antique Mall that we have has hundreds and hundreds of some are frames that don't have anything in them, those are there, and then all the frame pieces hanging on the wall that are for sale. And so if you just, you know, really think about how many framed pieces are out there that maybe it was a print that somebody had professionally framed, and so why that's good is that there are often, you can find odd sizes. So if somebody had something professionally done, it may not necessarily be a 5x7 or an 8x10 or some of those standard sizes. And so you may find a particular framed piece that fits your stitching piece, because oftentimes our stitching pieces are not standard sizes. And so, you know, I go with my stitched piece in hand and a tape measure, and I just scour, I look, and of course I look for other things too. But for instance, you know, this was not a standard size of frame. Whatever was framed in this was non-standard, and this was a good fit. Same thing here. I don't know if this was a standard frame, but oh, that's upside down. I don't know if this was a standard frame, but it looked like it had been professionally framed by the way I kind of had to take it apart. And so it's just a really great way, if you're looking to save a few pennies and you want to try framing things yourself, to look for those frames. And I don't build up a huge stock of frames. I guess if I saw something I really loved, I might grab it. But I don't even have a lot in storage, because I feel like, well, as I finish a piece, I go over there. Thankfully this place is close, and I go look for something that matches, and most of the time I find something. So anyway, just something that you can think about doing. And again, this is Anna Oman, and I just love her. So, all right. Did you notice over this whole year that I say all right or alrighty quite a bit? That's what you get, people. All right. So I'm going to show you what I've been working on as I show you my whip parade mid-year about, and kind of give you a little bit of math here of year to date. So currently behind me I have 25 whips. So that is my current whip status, my works in progress. And I love all of them. They will all get done. There's nothing in there that I don't want to finish. And so then I went back and I looked at my calendar, and I can link this particular calendar below. This is a 5-year calendar, and I use it like a lot of people use the Book of Days. I haven't gotten many stickers, but anyway, I keep track of my stitching. So I looked through my calendar and went back to January, and I counted up my starts. So I have 25 whips. Since January, I started 23 things. I think that's impressive. I don't think I would have guessed that number. If somebody had asked me how many things have you started this year so far, I don't think I would have guessed 23. But I had 23 new starts this year. But I had 11 finishes and FFOs. I don't have any finishes that aren't also FFO'd. I'm pretty quick to go ahead and finish things up. I don't like to let things languish, because I guess I feel like I can finish them, and I want to finish them. I want them. I want the little pillow out and on display, or I want the piece framed and on my wall. And so 25 whips. That was 23 new starts, but 11 finished and FFO'd projects. So not too bad. I think that's pretty good. So let's get into the whip parade. And as I do this, I'm going to start with the few whips that I've worked on. So two of the things that I spent the most time on in the past 3 weeks. I think it's been 3 weeks since my last FlossTube. One was Anna Oman, which I finished, and then the other one was Something Sweet, which I also finished. So those were two things that I spent a lot of time on. And then there was one other project that I gave a good amount of time to, and then two that I kind of picked up in the last day or two. So I will start with those. So give me a chance to get those and we'll get started. So this basket right here, this is a Longaberger basket. This is current whips. These are the things that I have. I have this basket downstairs next to my stitching chair, and it has the projects that I want to pull from right now to be working on. So if I'm looking for something to stitch, if I want to stitch something, it comes out of this basket, which is already downstairs. And you can see here, oops, sorry, this little basket lives right there, and it's the whips that I have that I'm not working on right now that, you know, might get pulled out if it's a something for fall. I'll pull it out in a few months and work on it and transfer it to this basket. But this basket sits down by my stitching chair, and that's what I have my current things that I want to work on, or these are my choices for right now. And so let's see, where's the one I want to start with? First one that I want to show you, I'm going to move this over here, that I've been working on a good bit, and I put a picture of this one on Instagram. This is Manor at Quaker Hill. I got a case of the upside downs today. Manor at Quaker Hill by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I love, 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 love this chart. So I am stitching this on 36 count French Vanilla by R&R. I love, 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 love that linen. And I was super excited. I think I left a thread. I was super excited because for a while now, this has been my project to fill in. So I love, love, love having a fill-in project, something that I can take with me to a waiting room when my kids are at the orthodontist, or in the car, or when I'm watching something that I want to pay attention to, which isn't real often, to have a fill-in project, or when you're just tired and you really don't want to concentrate too hard. So I've been filling in the dam grass, or I decided I really am going to call it the blessed grass, because I've actually really enjoyed it. It has not been a burden to me. It's been fun to just sit there and fill it in, and kind of sad it's over, and I gotta figure out which is something else I can work on filling in. I think I have a tomato and a snowman I could be filling in. But anyway, I got the grass all filled in. Beautiful. That's called sage. So that is all filled in. And now I'm ready to get back to finishing up the border and the center motifs. Sorry, I had a little bit of a cold. So I gotta pull this green, no, this side down here. I've got a little bit to do over here, and filling in just, I think it'll go pretty quickly, especially when you're, you know, you're enjoying something, right? It flies. So this is 36 count French Vanilla by R&R, all the called for colors, and I'm stitching it 1/2. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to have that one done and framed on my wall. So that's Manor at Quaker Hill. So that one's gotten a lot of attention because I was really able to sit there and take it with me and fill it in while I'm not doing anything. Let's see what's next. The other night, after I had finished and FFO'd my 2 projects, I did that on Wednesday, and Wednesday night I pulled out, I really had plans to finish this one. Pull my, if I can find the chart real quick, sorry. There it is. Okay, I started, this is a really early start. Let me pull my calendar out. Yes, here, try not to knock over my coffee. This chart, AH to EE, came out from Market 2020, and let's see. Did I start this? Isn't it fun? You get to sit here and watch me flip through my stuff. Oh, I started this actually in March, and I must have bought it and started it. So I started it, but then I made a little, I'd started it on either 28 or 32 with 2 strands of floss over 2. Was not enjoying it at all. I made into a pillow. I've shown this before. The piece that I had already started, and it's on my mantle, and then I restarted this year. So it's technically one of my oldest whips because I started it a long time ago. But I restarted it, let's see if I can tell you. On March 3rd of this year. So I restarted this AH to EE on March 3rd. And I really had kind of thought, oh, I'd like to finish that this summer and get that done because it's one of my older whips. But I pulled it out the other night and I worked on it a little bit, and I think because I had just finished that Something Sweet and I'd finished all that over one, which wasn't hard, but it's a little stressful. It's not as much fun. And I think after doing all that over one, I really wasn't ready to work on 40 count. So I needed the comfort of 36. So I gave this a little bit of attention and then I put it away. So this is where I am at. I worked down here and kind of finished up some of that motif. So when I restarted this, I started it on 40 count Weeks straw. This is the old Weeks, not the Zweigart base, but it's really pretty. I love it. So 40 count straw, and I'm doing this with Classic Colorworks Wavy Navy. So I really love this one. It just really wasn't speaking to me that one night that I worked on it. And honestly, I think I've decided I don't love Quakers. Could that change in the future? Of course. I'm also the person that said years ago that I would never cross stitch again because it required too much concentration. Never say never, people. So I don't think I love Quakers, and so it's not quite as enjoyable to me, but I will finish it. I do love it. It just wasn't the thing I needed to be working on that night. So last night I pulled out, now I think this is my oldest whip. Let's look back because this is fun. Oldest whip. Is there something older? I started this. I finished that. Let's see. I don't. Is this fun to watch me? Okay. That one I started, but I gave away. Start, finish, start, finish. Okay. Yeah. So this is my other oldest whip. So this is Consider the Lilies by Beth Twist and Heartstring Samplery. I bought this when it came out market last year, or yeah, 2020. Absolutely love it. Worked on it probably every single day for a long time last year, and I still love it. But I think I got a little burned out working on it every single day, and so I kind of stepped away from it and decided to tuck it away for a while, and I had not been ready to pull it back out yet. But I have a very loose goal of finishing this by the end of the year. So again, loose goal, because if I set myself hard and fast goals, I don't enjoy it. And so I think it's doable. I know I can finish it by the end of the year, but if I don't, then no big deal. It will get finished. So here's all the beautiful, mine is all DMC. It has all the DMCs. And I would say I am more than 3/4 done with this project. Love those, so beautiful. And this is a big one. So I pulled this out and I did 3, well, maybe I'd call it 4. I put 3 on Instagram last night. I'll give you a bigger picture right there. I did this little flower here is almost done. I had started just a teeny bit of this tree. It's done. This flower motif is done, and then I guess that's a turkey. I think that's a turkey over here, so this must be its turkey friend. Boy, girl, I don't know who's who. Anyway, so I did those last night. And like I said, I'm more than 3/4 done with this, and it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. Here's what I can show you. See? Look at that. I've got the border. I do have a lot of flowers left to fill in on the border, but there's not much left to do. And it's just beautiful. So that is Consider the Lilies, and maybe I'm ready to work on that one again. This is 36 count. So long ago. Flax Linen by Zweigart with all the DMC. And somebody asked me, they said, are you gonna have this one framed because it's so big? I don't know yet. I originally thought I would have to send this off to be framed, but I don't know. I might be able to do it myself. Especially if I could get a frame that was, there's tons of frames at the antique store that are this big that I could buy. And so I'm kind of wondering that if I found the frame and it wasn't very expensive, then would I be willing to give it a try? Yes, I think I would. And then what's the worst? If I didn't spend much on the frame and then I still need to have it done, then I'll have it done. But I think I can do it. So we'll see. But I gotta finish it first. Alright, so those are all the things I've been working on in the last 3 weeks. Alright, next I have a little bit of haul to show you, and then I will get to the giveaway. Alright, 2 things I ordered. These I ordered from Spun Sugar Quilts on Etsy. She's somebody that I used to order quilt fabric from as well, and then she started carrying cross-stitch supplies, and so I really love ordering from her. And what I went there to order was a piece of 25 count Lugana. So Sherry from Colorado Cross Stitcher, she that's her favorite thing to do, is to stitch over one on 25 count Lugana. And so I thought, all right, Sherry, you talked me into it, I'm gonna have to give it a try. So I think she loves the potato Lugana color, and I felt like I had enough neutrals, but I didn't have anything and the kind of the grays. So I ordered this really pretty piece of 25 count Lugana, and it's called Vintage Stormy Night. An old 13 by 18 piece. Isn't that pretty? I really love that. So I'm not sure what I'm going to put on that yet, but it'll probably be something small so that I can try it out and see if I like it before I commit too much to it. So I'm wondering, I had this idea, wouldn't that be pretty if I picked a black, oops, don't want to show the chart. If I picked a black and did that one from the Winds of Autumn, that's called Waiting for the Harvest. I think that would look really cool on it. Or, this was the other idea I had. If I can find it. Y'all are so patient. I could pause the video, couldn't I? Ah, there it is. Spell of the Moon. Also in the Winds of Autumn book. I think that would look really fun on that gray. So I ordered that 25 count Lugana, so we'll see, Sherry, whether I like it. And then while I was in the shop, so my Lugana didn't have to travel alone, I saw that she had some 36 count Picture This Plus Kermit, and this is for, let me see if I have that real quick. This chart that I had ordered a while back, Mr. Marshmallow, of With Thy Needle and Thread. So I went ahead and ordered that Kermit so that I could do that, just a small piece. So I ordered those linens, and then I ordered 2 charts from 123 Stitch because I think I had seen, is it Preb 409 on Instagram? Somebody had directed us to her bird wall, and she had a bird on her wall that I'd actually had on my wish list for quite a while. It's by Artful Offerings, and I didn't get that chart because that one's back ordered, so it's on its way. But it's a bluebird chart, and it's so cute, and I'll put a picture of it here. So I really want to stitch that one, and just seeing it on her wall, I thought, oh, I really want to do that. And then I had to order this one. This might be cute on the Stormy, that Lugana as well. Maybe I'll do this one on the Lugana to give it a try. I had to order this one. Starring Russell Crowe. I like Russell Crowe. He's a great actor. He's one of my favorites. And I just thought that would be so cute to go with all my crows. And then I might even, you know, stitch his name under here and put Russell. So, got that. That's from Artful Offerings. Super cute. And then from a favorite local shop that is not, you can't shop in person, but he has wonderful, he's local, ships really fast for me. Anita's Little Stitches online, and so I went ahead and ordered 3 more Blackbird books that I didn't have to add to my ever-growing stash collection. I guess we'll call it a collection of Blackbird books. So I ordered Our Lasting Friendship. I love that sampler. That's so beautiful. So pretty. I ordered And Blossoms the Rose. And I love the main sampler in here. This particular one. I just think that's beautiful. So those are ones I want to do. And then this super pretty book called For My Friend, and it has such pretty projects in it. And I think maybe Carol Saltbox Stitcher or Brenda, I forget who, had shown a couple of things out of here. And just so pretty. I love both of those that are on the back cover. You know, Brenda or Carol had showed this one. And I love this one too. How about that for a Valentine's sampler, but again, can stay out all the time. A red sampler. Okay, friends, I know I promised a whip parade, and there will be a whip parade. Ooh, this is my windblown here. This little piece is being filmed later in the day. There will be a whip parade. My phone is giving me a whole lot of grief today as far as storage goes. And so I will add the rest of the chunk of my whip parade in a separate video. So we're going to move on to the giveaway, and then please join me for the whip parade. All right? Thanks. Now for the giveaways. Celebration for 1 year of my FlossTube videos. I have 2 giveaways. First one is, you know, I also make quilty tube videos, and quilting is a big love of mine. And so giveaway number 1 is going to be a quilt. So quick reminder, I'd love for you to be a subscriber. You can like the video, but definitely you're going to have to comment. This is giveaway number 1. So if you can just include the number 1 in your comment, you'll be entered for this giveaway of this quilt that I made. So this is with a charm pack of a Bonnie and Camille line called Little Ruby. It's a great table topper, baby quilt, wall hanging, drape it over a chair. And then I used some of Lori Holt's So Simple Shapes, and I made this piece of applique to go in the white space. So this is giveaway number 1. You can put number 1, just the number, in your comment if you'd like to be entered to win this quilt. So I know this is my FlossTube anniversary, but it's my anniversary of my whole channel. And so quilting is a big part of me, and it's a big part of my channel. So, again, please be 18 and don't say the word giveaway. All the standard rules, right? My other giveaway is I'm super excited about as well, because I had 2 very generous friends who donated a couple things for my 1 year anniversary giveaway. And so I had so much fun stitching in Oman from Leela's Studio. So I had my sweet friend Christine from Hollis Hands Create on Etsy, one of my very favorite shops to shop from. She generously donated the chart, Anna Oman, for you, and 2 skeins of this beautiful licorice red. I don't think I even have licorice red, and I think I'm gonna have to get some. Isn't it beautiful? A chart and the floss from Christine. And then my friend Laura at Tropical Stitches on Etsy donated a beautiful piece of her linen. This is 32 count. This is a fat quarter, 32 count of her linen called Lydia. It's a beautiful neutral. So there's enough here to do Anna Oman and still have some left over for something else. Tropical stitches, if you have not bought her linen, please go give it a try. It is just beautiful. You can follow her on Instagram. I think she has a regular online website, and then she also has an Etsy shop. So isn't that beautiful? So she donated that piece of linen for me. And then, because it's a red sampler, and all our red samplers, not only are we supposed to have a red sampler going at all times, but really our red samplers ought to be housed in a red project bag. So I made a red project bag using some Lori Holt cross stitch fabric. Made that for you. And so this is the second prize package. So the second prize, the first prize was the quilt, so that's number 1. Second will come Anna Oman chart and the floss to do her, and this beautiful linen from Tropical Stitches, and they would all come in this bag. So this is one prize package right here. So if you're interested in winning this, you would put number 2, just the number 2, in your comment. And then also I would love to hear from you in the comments as you enter the giveaway and leave one or both, 1 or 2 or both. There'll be one winner for each prize. I would love for you to answer the question, what is your all-time favorite chart you've stitched? Even if it's one in progress, what's your all-time favorite stitched piece? I would love to hear everybody's answers. So I'm trying to decide which one would mine would be. I'll have to think about that, and maybe I'll answer that the next one. So 1 and or 2 to be entered in the giveaway, and then what is your all-time favorite stitched piece that you've either done or are currently doing? I would love to hear what chart that is. So again, thank you so much for sticking with me for this long video, this whip parade, and the celebration of 1 year. Thank you for hanging out with me for a whole year and coming back to watch my videos. I just really thank you for your encouragement and your friendship, and I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks. I will see you soon. Enter the giveaway, and God bless you.